I was viewing a video on the Teotihuacan pyramids and found it hard to read and watch because the archaeologists tearing up the place trying to find a royal tomb with treasure. This is because hearing about the pyramid, the mica that had been used in the construction, the mercury pools, and the structure, it was obvious this was no tomb. They were destroying a technological device with their treasure hunting. People wearing the blinders of the mainstream academia should not be allowed anywhere near something like these pyramids. The treasure was right there staring them in the face. The pyramid is some sort of technology. Mica is an electrical insulator and heat conductor. Mercury is an electrical conductor. The pyramid's construction seems to suggest some intent to manage electrical flow and/or capacitance storage. Imagine a generator with no moving parts that is fueled by the Earth's electromagnetic field. This thing would have 100% uptime for thousands of years. I found the story of the visit of Sir Simon, a British inventor, to the top of the Great Pyramid. Very interesting. He tried to take a drink from a bottle of wine he brought with him and got an electric shock from the contact with it. He rigged it as a makeshift Leyden jar and held it up over his head. It became charged with electricity and was actually giving off sparks. This scared their Arab guides, and one of them tried to grab one of his companions to stop their witchcraft. Simon used the Leyden jar to taser him and knock him to the ground. The pyramids at Teotihuacan appear to have been designed to magnify the effects that Simon discovered at the Great Pyramid. It was inside this pyramid that gives clues to what the purpose of which it was built. A large pool of mercury in a chamber 60 feet below the pyramid. Mercury has electrical conductivity, which makes it exceptional for use in electrical switches and relays. It also is useful for making ultraviolet, fluorescent, and high-pressure mercury vapor lamps. So I have to wonder, what electrical purpose was it being used for in these pyramids? Was it a conductor, or was it involved in some sort of capacitance? There's also a lot of mica, which is used both for making the capacitors and electrical insulator. The signature of this mica used is indicated it came from Brazil, which is 3,740 miles away from the Teotihuacan pyramids. Nobody is going to transport huge amounts of such material for decorative purposes across that distance. This was done for some technological reason. Rooms have been found with unusual ceilings that have a layer of mica between two layers of stone with a total thickness of 6 inches. There are also huge sheets of mica around the Pyramid of the Sun. It's possible this was done to keep electrical charge from dissipating into the air around it and the ground below it. It's also interesting how Teotihuacan is located in Central America between North and South America. This site is strategic if it is being used by aircraft to recharge along their routes. Before the flood, with Antarctica in an ice-free condition, this does look like an Eastern Hemisphere-based ancient civilization of man who had colonized South and Central America using Antarctica as a hub. They were setting up to colonize North America next, but by building a charging station at Teotihuacan for their aircraft, when the flood brought everything to an end. You can see from this map that Antarctica is centrally located and would have been a hub between the south tip of Cape Horn, South America, Cape of Good Hope, South Africa, and Australia. This is why I suspect that we eventually will find one or more major ancient man-made airports frozen under the ice here. Or it is possible they've already been found and the technology is being salvaged under the highest levels of secrecy. Sorry to those itching to say it, but what I believe that there is no aliens involved. This is entirely man-responsible, ancient, and modern. It is also all science and engineering. We just have a hard time recognizing it. This is because the rise of technology is governed more by accidental than planned discovery. As a result, the rise of two technological areas will be radically different. Men in one era will be blinded by what they know and unable to recognize artifacts of the other era. This is especially true if mainstream academia is actively engaged in enforcing a specific and false narrative. Funding independent of the mainstream academia is needed to enable free thinkers to disrupt, move forward, and discover the truth about man's history and recover technology of previous civilizations. I think with the pyramids of Teotihuacan were in their original condition, the Leyden jar experiment would have probably had fatal results to anyone around it. The whole design around these pyramids seemed to be magnified this effect observed at the Great Pyramid, but serious analysis is needed by scientists and engineers, not archaeologists and treasure hunters. So, as previously stated, the possibility is that its purpose was to recharge aircraft flying over it by induction. This would be similar to pads you set your cell phone on to wirelessly charge its batteries back up. But in this case, it's more like a recharging station strategically located along a route to recharge electric vehicles. It is also possible that it is designed for some other purpose. There were what the archaeologists called disco balls found inside the pyramids. My guess would be that these were set up as paths to direct electrical arcs along some sort of waveguide. I don't have any idea what the purpose could have been. It may be worth having scientists and engineers look these pyramids over from a technological viewpoint instead of archaeologists who can't see beyond the blinders that mainstream academia has put on them. Especially if the effects can be reproduced without using the massive amount of stone used to build these pyramids. A power plant that has no moving parts and runs indefinitely on nothing but electrical magnetic fields of the planet would be highly valuable for situations that require high reliability. Thank you for watching.